Before we begin, a reminder. The historical and mythological information in this episode is real and drawn from primary sources. However, the case files presented here are fictional dramatizations inspired by Indian folklore. They are designed to feel real, but they are narrative recreations, not documented events. Now, let's open file 006, the Vetala. In Indian folklore, long before European vampires emerged from shadowy forests, there was the Vetala, a corpse-possessing spirit, a being suspended in the liminal space between death and rebirth. Ancient texts describe the Vetala as a malevolent entity haunting cemeteries and cremation grounds, an undead creature that frustrates reincarnation itself. With glowing eyes, twisted limbs, and an appetite for chaos, the Vetala embodies spiritual corruption, karmic imbalance, and the darkest fears born from the human relationship with death. Some scholars even argue the Vetala may have been an early seed that helped inspire Western vampire fiction, including Dracula. But to understand this creature, we begin where all monsters begin, in the old stories, whispered under torchlight. The Vetala first appears prominently in the Kathasaritagara, specifically in the Vetala Panchavimshati, the 25 Tales of the Vetala. In these classical stories, King Vikramaditya must repeatedly capture a corpse hanging from a banyan-tree. Inside that corpse resides a cunning Vetala, a spirit who knows the past, present, and future with equal clarity. Every time the king carries the body away, the Vetala twists free, but only after telling a story loaded with riddles and moral dilemmas. Beyond literature, Hindu texts describe Vetalas as spirits denied proper funeral rites, souls trapped between lifetimes. Their punishment for unfinished karma is to wander graveyards, slip into corpses, and terrorize the living until someone performs the rituals that set them free. In some regions, the Vetala evolved into a guardian deity. Goa, Maharashtra, and parts of coastal India still maintain shrines to Betal or Bhetoba, a fierce village protector worshipped at night with offerings of liquor, meat, and incense. The statue known as the Betal of Loliem, over 2 meters tall, carved in the 12th century, stands in the jungle like a watchful sentinel.
Our first case file takes us to Goa and to a man who claims he once saw Betal himself. Gopinath Nayak, age 68, recalls a night from his youth. He sits in his modest home near the forest edge. His voice trembles, not from age, but from memory.
I was 18, foolish enough to doubt the old stories. My friends dared me to visit the Betal shrine after dark. The villagers warned us never to disturb him at night, but we went anyway.
The boys entered the jungle with a single lantern. Monsoon mist curled along the ground. At the shrine, the massive black stone idol loomed, muscular, skeletal, terrifying in the flickering light. Then, the lantern blew out. A chuckle echoed from above. Lightning flashed. A gaunt figure hung upside down from the branches of the banyan tree, eyes glowing red, body gray and corpse-like. The boys fled. Branches shook overhead as the creature leapt tree to tree, following them from above. By dawn, one boy was found wandering the jungle, arms twisted backward, mind shattered.
It moved like a puppet with broken strings, then dropped to the ground without a sound. That was the night I stopped doubting. Betal is real. He protects us and punishes us.
Our second case file comes from a dusty journal entry dated June 14, 1850. A British officer stationed near the Kanha forest writes of an encounter that defies logic and sanity.
Two sepoys vanished during evening patrol. I led the search. The jungle was unnaturally quiet. We reached the cremation ground. There, we found the first guard. Eyes open, limbs bent at impossible angles.
The man should have been dead. Instead, he laughed, jerked upright, and lunged. Behind him, something dropped from the banyan tree above, hanging upside down for a moment before landing on the ground like a predator. A Vetala, gaunt, fanged, skin tinted green, like rot. Gunfire slowed the bodies it commanded, but not the entity inside them. The patrol fled in terror as the Vetala's laughter echoed behind them across the burning pyres. In his final entry, the captain writes,
The post is lost. We cannot fight what is already dead.
So what exactly is a Vetala? A ghost? A demon? India's original vampire? The answer is more philosophical than monstrous. Vetalas embody unfinished destiny. They are spirits denied reincarnation, a fundamental rupture in Hindu cosmology. Because they are trapped between worlds, they gain unnatural insight and terrible power. Yes, they possess corpses. Yes, they torment the living. Yes, they echo traits that later appear in modern vampire stories: hanging upside down, blood drinking, ageless intelligence, and a body that refuses to decay. But unlike the Western vampire, a Vetala cannot be slain with a stake. It cannot be killed by sunlight. It cannot be ended by violence at all. The only way to defeat a Vetala is to redeem it, to perform the rites that release it from its karmic prison and allow it to be reborn. It is a monster not of hunger, but of spiritual imbalance. A reminder carved into India's oldest stories, that when the dead are not honored, their shadows walk. End of file 006, The Vetala.
We went hunting for a monster in the middle of the night. Thought we had our facts together and our lantern burning bright. But the trees kept whispering secrets we did not want to know. And the Vetala in the branches said, "Buddy, you should go." Now we're tripping in the jungle, falling over roots and stones, trying not to scream too loudly, 'cause we're almost near the road. But if you hear a little chuckle from the shadows down below, don't panic, that's just Vetala saying hi before you go. We filmed a monster story. The monster stole the show, but don't worry, nobody died. Just pride. On to the next episode.